Hello, everybody, and welcome here tonight to Lanier National Speedway here in the Thunderstruck Super Series for the BDE Racing 125 and 125 laps for you here tonight in these modified cars as everybody starts to qualify and try to get the best spot they can on grid. I'm going to go ahead and talk over your race information. My name is Zach Wetstein, bringing you this race here tonight. As you see, there's your race information, 74 degrees. Track temp, nighttime, so not going to really have to worry about that. Fairly short track, under half a mile. See that dotted yellow line down there. I mean, you see dashed white lines above it, but that yellow line meaning you can go below it. It's not solid, so it's accessible, but I'm not sure how comfortable these drivers are going to be going below that dotted yellow line. We're going to find out as we get into this one here tonight. Once again, we got 125 laps for you here tonight, and you're going to see that on this next graphic. After a great race at Lucas Oil Raceway, we head to Lanier National tonight, and then Irwindale Speedway, outer part of that track next week for yet again 125 laps. As you see, every race on the schedule, 125 laps, and then after Irwindale, we head to the section of the schedule where we go to either racetracks that are raced on right now by NASCAR or recently, or well, past NASCAR tracks, either North Wilkesboro. So Martinsville, North Wilkesboro, Iowa, Bristol, Richmond ending that stretch of NASCAR racetracks. Then we're going to head to Bullring and Five Flags Speedway. So we're starting to get into the meat of this schedule as we're about getting close to halfway. We're not there with only being 4 races in, but 12 race schedule, so we're getting closer and closer to that halfway mark. That'll be Martinsville Speedway. If you're interested in modified racing, make sure to look us up on iRacing. It'll be Thunderstruck Super Series Open Setup League. Field will be capped at 20 cars. If we get that many, top 15 in qualifying advance automatically to the main feature, and then the remaining 5 spots will be determined by a B main. Again, if needed tonight, we will not need that, as I believe we have 10 drivers in the session here tonight. Make that 11. I think one of them is going to be race control, but we're going to find out in a little bit if that's true or not. But 10 plus cars in this one here tonight, so we won't have to deal with a B main, but yeah, just in case we do get more than 15 drivers and possibly over 20. If we get over 20 cars or 20 drivers in a session, that's when we're going to have to start actually eliminating people from the session in that B main. Whoever doesn't finish inside the top 5 of the B main would be knocked out and would not advance to that main feature. So not going to have to deal with that tonight. One fast repair for these drivers. No extra set of tires, so we're going to have to take care of those tires that they start on because, well, they got no other options after that. I've said it before, but I really like that feature of, the new season. Last season they had tires, season they don't, and I really like it. It makes you think about what you're doing early on in the race, and obviously these drivers are thinking about what they're doing, but you got to be extra careful on your tires early on because if you fry them early, you got no extra sets to fall back on, so got to be extra careful not to burn them up. You'd rather, keep them and burn them up going for the win late rather than burn them making passes early and then you burn them up so much that your setup just, doesn't allow you to drive as fast as you want to on old tires. So, going to be a fun one here tonight. Just about to wrap up qualifying and, well, just as I say that, qualifying has wrapped up. With that, Harold Rothery on the pole spot here tonight. We're going to go ahead and get you your race grid here in a moment. Oh, their warm-up. Okay, never mind. I forgot. I completely forgot. I'm used to a warm-up when we have B mains, but when we don't have B mains, I still forget that we still get a warm-up, a 2-minute warm-up session. So that caught me off guard a little bit. Sorry about that, folks. We'll be getting you your grid here in a moment, though. Couple minutes. So with that, it looked like at least 9 or 10 drivers qualified. But, you know, that is a small field, but you know, tracks like these, you can have a small field and still have a fun, competitive race. So I still think even if we just have 9 or 10 drivers, we're going to have a heck of a race here tonight. Before this one gets started, make sure to tune in tomorrow night as well for the super late models. They're going to be coming right back here to Lanier National Speedway for 125 laps. Same rules, same sets of tires, which is none. Going to be a fun one. Going to be hopefully hosted by Jeff Paisley, who usually is my co-broadcaster on Thursday nights, but I will not be available to broadcast tomorrow night, so hopefully we'll be able to get that up and going tomorrow, and we'll still get you guys a broadcast. And thanks to him, who's going to be hosting the broadcast tomorrow night. Kind of a last-second, not a last-second thing, but I was looking other ways for people that I knew that had broadcasted before, at least, you know, recently, and they said they were busy. I was like, well, let's just talk to Jeff, who, you know, broadcasts with me on Thursdays. If you're watching, Jeff, I appreciate it. Definitely going to be tuning in tomorrow night on my phone to watch some Thursday night super late model racing. Well, we're getting ready to go racing here in the modified cars, though, here tonight. Here is your race grid. Garrett Kinder grabs the pole spot with a 13.151. Harold Rothery, sorry, I said he got in the pole earlier, but he's still starting on the outside of the front row. That second position. Josh Oswald qualifying third tonight. Cody Boehm in fourth. P5 goes to Cameron Combs, with P6 going to Tyler Wright. Or did I say? I don't know why I said Darren Owens. I don't know why I said Cameron. Apologize. Darren Owens in fifth. Tyler Rice in sixth. Philip Manzo seventh. P8 goes to Charlie Gates. P9 goes to Frank Barbary, with 10th place going to William Griffith. Joaquin Meza 11th. Mike Uribe in 12th position. That will round out the field. Drivers get ready to go racing for 125 laps. They are out on track, so here in a couple of laps, we're going to drop that green flag and see if Garrett Kinder can hold on to that lead here early. It's usually the most important thing is starts and restarts. If you're in the lead, trying to hold on to that lead. That's what Garrett Kinder is going to obviously aim to do here on this initial start. All right, that pace car is off, and the green flag is out. And we are underway here tonight at Lanier National Speedway. Garrett Kinder, a good jump, going to get him out back to the lead, or keep the lead, as Josh Oswald going to fight for second as he passes Harold Rothery. Now Harold going to have to try to hold on to that third spot, as a rough start for him on that outside of the front row. Now Josh Oswald to the lead. Quick move for the 17 from third to first in 2.5 laps. And Harold Rothery now passing Garrett Kinder up for second. How quickly things can happen, folks. You watch Harold Rothery fall back to third, and then Garrett Kinder, who was in the lead, falls back to third, and actually he's now spinning out. But he recollects himself, and the caution will not come out. A really tough start to the race for Garrett Kinder, as he's going to have to regroup and hope for a caution. And he gets it. The caution is out. And that Philip Manzo's around. Ooh, and that motor's not looking good. A lot of chaos here early on. Philip Manzo side by side with Frank Barbary. Goes into the turn. Ooh, and just gets loose on exit. And Hits the wall, comes to a stop. Thankfully doesn't get jolted back to the middle of the track. But still, unfortunately for him, going to hurt that car, and that's going to put him at least a lap down, if not multiple already. We're only 8 laps into this one. Garrett Kinder, who saw that slip up from him, gets a second chance now with that caution coming out. This field's going to get regrouped, and we're going to stack them up 2 by 2, and Garrett Kinder's going to get another chance to try to work himself up through the field a little bit here. Tough thing is if you spin out with no extra sets of tires, you spin out and hurt your tires, you're just going to have to baby it a little bit for a while to not, hurt them even more. So see how aggressive or non-aggressive he is after that. Well, it called a spin, but he saved it, thankfully. Josh Oswald, Harold Rothery, your front row. Cody Bain behind him in third. And Darren Owens in fourth. And Josh Oswald is off the green flag, back out, lap 11. Harold Rothery, a better restart this time. Hold that second position, not having to fight for it yet. Cody Bain behind him, though, very close early on. They remain battling back here in the back of the pack. That's William Griffith, your race winner last week, fighting on the outside for 7th, and he holds on over Charlie Gates. Side by side behind them, Joaquin Meza, Garrett Kinder. Joaquin Meza on the inside of the 92, Garrett Kinder in the 76 on the outside. Joaquin Meza wins the battle for that spot early on, and maybe this is Garrett Kinder taking it easy after that spin. He relaxes into 10th place. A long way to go in this one. Top 3. Josh Oswald, Harold Rothery, Cody Bain starting to run away a little bit from Darren Owens. So everything's starting to get a little bit more single-filed out now, as they might still be battling back here. Nope, that's William Griffith in 7th, still holding on over Charlie Gates. So Josh Oswald in the lead early, looking for his 2nd win on the season, but again, very early on in this race for us to start talking about him winning the race. But right now in the season, 3 races in, leading the points. 9 points over Joaquin Meza and Harold Rothery. Wow, actually there's a 3-way tie. Joaquin Meza, Harold Rothery, and Philip Manzo, all with 104 points. Tied for 2nd. All of those 3, 9 points behind Josh Oswald. The other 2 early race winners here in this season, like I said, William Griffith last week. He won at Lucas Oil Raceway with all the commotion that went on then. That was a great victory. And then Cody McElwain with a victory. I believe that was the 2nd race of the season. Yeah, so 2nd race. Those are your winners through 3 races. 3 different winners so far. So Josh Oswald trying to be the first repeat winner as a battle for 2nd. Harold Rothery on the inside, Cody Bain on the outside. Cody Bain is actually the one trying to make a pass, and he's using the outside. Which I'm a little surprised that we're seeing him elect to use that outside, but he's making it work so far. But how long can he stick to Harold's outside? And can he make the pass there? And he's not able to, and has to close the door before Darren Owens can come take a spot away from Cody. So maybe an early hint there that the outside not going to be the greatest place to go to for a pass. Charlie Gates is down pit road. He's going to go multiple laps down with having to pit there. Garrett Kinder starting to work his way through the field. He's up to 6th after passing Frank Barbary. So Garrett Kinder is starting to tally off positions as we keep going under green here. Next target is Tyler Rice ahead of him in the 30. And with the battle behind Josh Oswald between Harold Rothery and Cody Boehm, he has opened that lead up to 2.1 seconds. So Oswald starting to build a bigger gap over second place, has already put Philip Manzo a lap down. I believe that was from when Philip had to pit. So yeah, I think Philip's at least 1, if not 2 laps down right now. Make it 4, sorry. William Griffith in 9th is the last car on the lead lap, 10 seconds behind your leader. As this battle continues, Cody Boehm back to the outside. He is continuously trying to make that lane work, and it looks like he might get a good enough run to do it this time, as Harold Rothery slides up. A little bit of contact between the two. And this battle remains. And Cody Boehm finally wears out Harold Rothery and makes a pass for second. Nice move from that 78 machine, and now sets his eyes on Josh Oswald, 3.2 seconds ahead of him. Usually 3.2 seconds at a normal track, you're able to see the leader pretty well, but right now Cody Boehm, we're on board with him. You can't even see Josh Oswald out the front of Cody Boehm's car on the straights, so and that shows how far Josh Oswald is getting from him while they were battling. Can Cody make up some time now that they're done battling? We're going to find out here. And Darren Owens was also able to get around Harold Rothery, so move Cody Boehm up to second and Darren Owens up to third. Harold Rothery loses 2 spots and all of that. And Garrett Kinder behind him has made that pass on Tyler Rice. I'll put him back up into the top 5. This is your pole sitter. Looking to recover after an early, very early spin. He's done so very nicely so far, as he was just 10th not too long ago. Back to your leader, Josh Oswald. Now 4-second lead over Cody Boehm, and this is after Cody Boehm is now clear of Harold Rothery. So Oswald, a lot of speed in that car right now. Still 83 laps to go in this one. A lot can happen, and as you know, those tires are going to grow older, and it's going to become harder to drive. And we're still, you know, kind of yet to find out who's going to have the best car on the really long run. But as of now, 44 laps in, Josh Oswald clearly has looks like he has the best car early on. As I actually think Cody Boehm was caught up in some lap traffic, because it's gone from 4-second lead to a 3.5-second lead for Josh Oswald. So maybe that was the case, just caught up in some lap traffic. Cody Boehm searching for his first win on the season, a lot like a lot of these other drivers here tonight looking for their first win on the season. So they're going to need to get to and pass Josh Oswald if they're going to do that. Right now, still 9 cars on the lead lap, as Joaquin Meza in 9th currently sits 12 seconds back from our leader, They're running 13-second laps, so, I mean, you see Joaquin is in front of him there in that blue car right there. So, not too long, unless a caution comes out before Joaquin Meza is going to go a lap down. Or potentially, I won't say will, because, well, he'll probably fight for it as cleanly as he can to stay on the lead lap. But with Josh Oswald's speed, got to be careful battling the leader. Joaquin Meza actually moves up, so he's going to let Josh Oswald by, which is definitely a very respectable move. Definitely, I mean, you could see drivers fight the leaders, stay on the lead lap just in case a caution comes out, and they're allowed to do that. As long as you don't block or wreck the leader, you can fight to stay on the lead lap, but you can also choose to move over, and that's what Joaquin Meza did. So Joaquin Meza, the first car a lap down now in that lucky dog spot, but Josh Oswald is able to get up to William Griffith and lap him. Then William Griffith will then move into that lucky dog spot, as he does. We are already cruising through this race, 55 laps in, and Harold Rothery down. Oh, and he's not down pit road. He is stopped on track in front of your leader. Harold Rothery was running fourth not too long ago. Stopped on the apron, and we're going to have to back it up further to see what happened here. It's loose. He was sitting fourth when this happened. Dives into turn 3, and that car's already loose, and it just keeps breaking. And Garrett Kinder, some damage to that car now. Harold Rothery just locked it down, and Garrett Kinder had nowhere to go, and there goes Oswald behind him, narrowly missing Harold. Close call there, but Garrett Kinder, the only one to really obtain some damage from that other than Harold Rothery. Just about to say, I mean, we're already rolling through this race. We were 55 laps in. I was saying that. Now 58. Under 70 laps to go now. 7 cars on the lead lap. That should... Nope. There's still going to remain 7 cars. As that's William Griffith, who should get the lucky dog if he hasn't already. Unless he got his lead lap spot back over Josh Oswald before that caution could come out, but I don't think he could. So, yeah, I think that's strictly a lucky dog, so that would still leave 7 on the lead lap. There he goes, I think. Oh, we'll find out. Maybe he already got his lap back. Okay. We were watching replay, so he probably went around and got his lap back while we were doing that. We're getting set to go back racing. Josh Oswald, Cody Bain, your front row. This is the last thing Josh Oswald wanted to see, is getting this group back up together, because, I mean, he had a 4-second lead. But a great jump keeps him in that lead spot. Cody Bowman second, Darren Owens third, Garrett Kinder fourth. Everything starts to single file out with Tyler Rice in 5th. Harold Rothery now a lap down, so while he's battling here with these with these cars that are on the lead lap, he is not on the lead lap, so gonna have to hope for another caution and hope to get past Joaquin Meza, because if he doesn't get past Joaquin Meza, who's right in front of him, and that caution comes out, then Joaquin Meza will get the lucky dog. So that is a battle for position right there if Harold can get up to Joaquin. Going to be interesting to see what Garrett Kinder can do now, back up to 4th. Or pole sitter here tonight. Cody Bain gets a little bit loose out of the turn. He's worked his way up to 4th now, and You know, we saw, I mean, he's up 6 spots since he recently restarted 10th about 20 or 30 laps ago. So back up near the lead, but that just means it's going to get tougher and tougher to pass. Oh, and a battle for the lucky dog spot has both of those cars wrecking, and that means neither of them are going to get that, and that is going to be handed off to Philip Manzo, who will not be on the lead lap, but he will get a lap back, since both of those drivers, Harold Rothery and Joaquin Meza, were a part of the wreck. They cannot get the lucky dog. What happens here? Oh, Joaquin Meza gets loose, catches it pretty well, and then loses it again, and nowhere to go for Harold Rothery. A lot of damage to that car, and it looks like it looks like he got more damage than Joaquin did. Now the question is, did they go another lap down, or did they stay just 1 lap down? Let's see, Philip Manzo, there he is, get the lucky dog. So Meza stays a lap down, but Harold Rothery goes down another lap. And that is because Joaquin Meza was able to stay in front of your leaders. There he is. They'll be able to get the wave around, and that's why he stays 1 lap down. But Harold Rothery, who's now down pit road, is not able to stay in front of the leaders, so he goes down 2 laps. Well, sorry, he's 2 laps down now. Goes down 1 more lap. $55 laps to go in this one. We're getting to nitty-gritty part of this race. We're going to start seeing a lot of racing, more aggressive racing, I would say, for position, especially for that lead spot. As Cody Boehm, you know, he wants to get as good of a jump here as he can on the outside of the front row. Try to take that lead away from Josh Oswald. It's going to be tough. Oswald's been getting good jumps, but with this small of a track, you can only really jump on a restart at so many different spots. So we're going to find out here as he's back off in racing. Green flag is out, and he stays in the lead with that one as Darren Owens dives to the bottom below Cody Boehm, and it works, moving him up to 2nd. Garrett Kinder, Tyler Rice side by side for 5th. Nope, correction, 4th. Garrett Kinder on the outside, Tyler Rice on the inside. Great battling going on between these two right now. They're both driving hard, but keeping that battle clean as Tyler Rice wins the battle for 4th, and now Garrett Kinder needs to try to slide into 5th. He's got William Griffith trying to take that away from him as well, but he is not able to, so Garrett Kinder going to fall back into the 5th position. But sometimes when you start on that outside row, no matter where you are, you can lose a couple of spots. So for Garrett Kinder to only lose 1 spot on the restart, not a huge loss. You saw that early aggressive move from Darren Owens when Cody Boehm opened the door. Darren Owens accepted, answered the door anyways, and well, he moves up into that 2nd spot. Now, will he have anything for Josh Oswald? We saw Oswald maintain about a 4-second lead over Cody Boehm when we were green earlier, around lap 55. Now we have a different driver in 2nd, Darren Owens. We're going to find out here if he has anything for Oswald up in the lead. Garrett Kinder did pass Tyler Rice back up for 4th, and William Griffith followed him into the 5th position. So William Griffith coming off of a race win last week. A nice drive for him. Started in 10th up to 5th, 82 laps in. And that kind of seems like the strategy for Griffith, and it works. Is to just chill out and let all the other drivers take each other out, drive a consistent race and then move his way up in the field, and he's done that so far. Cody Boehm reeling Darren Owens back in, and he gets loose. He taps the wall a little bit, but he maintains control of the car, so no caution is going to come out, and he's going to fall all the way back to 6th with that one. Tough luck for Cody Boehm. Having a nice run. It was getting really close to Darren Owens for 2nd once again, and unfortunately a mistake moves him back to 6th, and now 4.5 seconds behind Darren Owens. And another car's around. That's going to bring out the caution, I would imagine. Who was that? Oh, was that Charlie Gates? Oh, wow, a little bit of contact with Harold Rothery maybe, and then he spins out of the turn. And I believe this is just race control tonight with cautions, no iRacing cautions, because I feel like they would have called that one. But he spins out, toes back to pit road, so tough luck for that 055 car. So with Cody Boehm's mistake, Garrett Kinder now up to 3rd and William Griffith to 4th. Josh Oswald remains in the lead with a 2.4 second lead over Darren Owens right now, and getting close to working on some lap traffic. That's Joaquin Meza, who's already down 1 lap, so he's trying to not go down 2 with 33 laps to go. Absolutely dominant race for Josh Oswald so far. Led every single lap. I don't think every single lap, sorry. Every single lap after about lap 2. Oh, and wrecking in front of Josh Oswald. I don't know who that is. That's Cody Boehm. I don't know if he was the only one involved with this one. Oh, he gets loose. Harold Rothery included, Philip Manzo. But it doesn't look like it brought out a caution. They remain green, so a tough race for Cody Boehm. Gets tougher as he's in 7th and now a lap down, and has Oswald right behind him to threaten to put him down 2 laps. He will, so man. Race that was going well for that 78 machine early on has gone south as this race has gone on. Harold Rothery in the same boat, started in 2nd, and that race for him has only gotten tougher, and he was included in that as well. The unfortunate thing about these short tracks is there is a driver in front of you, makes a mistake. It can be sometimes really hard to avoid that car, and you most of the time get included in the wreck. So tough to avoid wrecks at these really short tracks. As we actually see Harold Rothery now in front of Josh Oswald. Oswald threatening to put him another lap down. But with all this going on, Oswald has pulled ahead 3.4 seconds over Darren Owens, who remains in 2nd place. Garrett Kinder in 3rd. William Griffith in 4th. Tyler Rice in 5th. And Frank Barbary rounding out the lead lap cars in 6th. And you saw all 6 cars are pretty stretched out at this point. Cody Boehm in 7th. Joaquin Meza 8th. Harold Rothery 9th. Philip Manzo 10th, but not on track it looks like. So 9 cars on track right now, 6 of them on the lead lap. We are getting very close to the end of this one. The last thing that Josh Oswald wants to see is a caution, and well, unfortunately, for these other drivers, named Cody Boehm, Harold Rothery, Philip Manzo, they could have argued that a caution should have come out there. And so that's one thing. You know, I'm not sure if they have iRacing cautions on or not. If they do, then, you know, you can't really complain there. That's on iRacing. But you only have race control cautions to where they're the only ones who can actually put out a caution, then they can argue a little bit that maybe that should have been a caution with how slowed down and actually stopped on track they were. So I guess it depends who you are. If you're Josh Oswald, you're more than fine with that caution not coming out. .17 laps to go for the number 17 car of Josh Oswald to lock this one up. Battle starting to brew up here for second as Garrett Kinder has caught up to Darren Owens. Got 15 laps to try to make it pass. Darren Owens actually now starting to pull away from Garrett Kinder, so see if that battle heats up any more as this race starts to wind down to the finish. Another battle maybe starting to brew up a little bit here. Tyler Rice in fifth, catching up to that blue and purple machine of William Griffith for fourth. Nice race for both, and William Griffith, your biggest mover through this race so far with 6 spots gained. Starting this one in 10th, now up to that 4th position, but gonna need to hold on for 10 more laps. With Tyler Rice starting to catch up to him here. And as we go back to our leader, he's actually starting to close in on your 4th and 5th place drivers. He's only about a second behind him right now. It's potentially see William Griffith and Tyler Rice, 4th and 5th place, go a lap down, and that's just a product of short track racing and not a ton of cautions, as Tyler Rice does go a lap down, and William Griffith is up next if Josh Oswald decides to put him a lap down as well. It's two are buddies, so if Josh Oswald is able to put William Griffith a lap down, pretty sure he won't let him hear the end of it for the next week or so. Oswald looks to the bottom and makes the pass to put William Griffith a lap down. The next person to go a lap down would be Garrett Kinder, but he is about 3.5 seconds ahead of Josh Oswald, and that should be enough with 3 laps to go for him to hold on to his lead lap position. As he still tries to track down Darren Owens, but with only 2 laps to go, not looking too good for him to get up there, and Oswald gives up a couple of spots to drivers that aren't for position, so he's just taking it easy now and trying to get to the end of this one clean. Can't blame him at all, as the white flag is out. Caution cannot come out and ruin this one for Josh Oswald, as we got 1 lap to go, and with a 13-second lap, he's going to wrap it up quickly. Around 3 and 4 for the final time. Josh Oswald wins at Lanier National Speedway and becomes the first 2-time winner this season. Darren Owens comes home second, Garrett Kinder third. Fourth goes to William Griffith and Tyler Rice, rounding it out in the top 5. But a fantastic race from Josh Oswald. Celebratory beating and banging after the race, after the burnouts. Well, during the burnouts, really. A great race tonight. 125 laps, only 3 cautions. Counts for 15 caution laps, and Josh Oswald leads 124 of the 125 laps we ran tonight, with Garrett Kinder leading a single lap, first lap of the race. So, dominant performance from Josh Oswald tonight. Going to bring him in here. Hey, Josh, Zach in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, but not as good as you become the first 2-time winner this season for Season 2 of the Modified Series. So, first of all, congrats on that. And take us through your race, because, you know, I just went over it. You led 124 of 125 laps, so a pretty dominant one.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, set up, I played around with it last night and got it. It was just absolute perfect. Didn't fade away towards the end of the race, really. I could drive it wherever I wanted to. Didn't work on a qualifying setup at all. I felt, so good with the race setup. It was awesome.
Well, I mean, the goal, right, is to win the races when the setup feels perfect and get as good of a finish as you can when it maybe feels a little bit off. So, hey, you took advantage of that setup feeling perfect, as you said, and winning the race. We only had 3 cautions, so a lot of green flag laps, and with no extra tire sets. How did that car feel on the longer run?
I mean, on the longer runs, I was able to take advantage of some guys racing side by side behind me and start to put a good gap, and then I could take it easier on my tires and keep them around till the end of the race. I mean, I said the car was pretty much maybe a little bit tighter at the end of the race than it was at the beginning of the race, but I wanted to see the green flag stay out, especially since I was able to start putting some gaps. I didn't want to let everybody bunch up behind me, because that's usually when some chaos can happen on a tiny track like this.
Well, man, I mean, what else can I say? You put everybody but the top 3, third and second place, behind you a lap down. So it was a fantastic performance from you tonight. Congrats on the win. You got any shout-outs you want to throw out there?
Yeah, Magic Mike Motorsports, Hitman Manzo Motorsports, Mesa Motorsports, for sponsoring this series and helping us keep it alive here. All the guys and admins that help me keep this league going each week. I mean, summertime, our car counts are hurting a little bit, but I think once, weather isn't as nice outside, we'll get a few more. My little brothers, Brandon and Danny, for watching. And I'm not sure if his girlfriend Callie is there with Danny, but, if she is, hi, Callie. Thank you guys for watching and cheering me on. Appreciate it.
All right, well, congrats, and look forward to talking to you in the future.
Absolutely. Have a good one.
Josh Oswald, your race winner. We're going to move on to Darren Owens, your second place finisher here tonight. A nice run by him. Hey, Darren, it's Zach in the booth. You got a copy?
I'm about the interview. 10-4.
All right, man. Well, great race for you tonight. You started 5th. You move up and finish 2nd. Take us through, I can't remember which restart it was. It might have been the last one, but Cody Boehm went up the track a little bit, and you dove to the bottom to take advantage of it. Was that just a moment where you were hoping the car would stick to the bottom?
Yeah, definitely. The restart before that, I was sleeping, so I knew that on that next one that I had to be on the leader's bumper to be able to get that position on the inside to be able to take it.
Well, unfortunately for the rest of the field, Josh, told us in his interview that his car was actually perfect for him, and so, obviously his car was fast. Do you think there's anything you could have done there late, or was just a little too late with no extra restart?
Yeah, he was running from us before, and I knew that if he got out front again and anybody ran side by side, that it was pretty much going to be all him unless there was a caution. So Kept the wheels under me as much as I could. It got real loose there at the end.
Yeah, so you say it got loose. How did you feel about your car if you did get a late race caution there?
If it's 50-50. I mean, like I said, it was really loose at the end. The last like 8 laps or so, it almost like you couldn't be in the throttle at all coming off, or it was just everywhere.
Yeah, I saw a lot of drivers out there. Their back ends were looking pretty loose on exit. So great job handling that car, getting it home second. You got any shout outs you want to throw out there?
My family for putting up with this. Pretty much every night of the week, I got something going on iRacing. So just trying to get better.
Yeah, man, you need a great support group to put as much time as some of us do on iRacing. Definitely important. Great race tonight. Hopefully talk to you in the future.
Appreciate it.
All right, and finally we got our third place finisher in here. Garrett, you got a copy?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, an entertaining race for you. Well, from our end of the spectrum, it might have been not so fun for you, at least at the beginning. But you fell all the way back to 10th, I believe it was. Take us through how it was trying to get back through the field and eventually getting to third.
Setup was pretty loose for me all night. Unfortunately, I didn't really have the benefit or the luxury of kind of taking it easy on that right rear. Working back up through the field, I pretty much cooked it off. And there towards the end, I could get up to Owen's rear bumper. I think I got up to it maybe twice, and then I was really loose on entry. I'd already dialed my brake bias about as much as I could handle, and I was losing it on entry, and then of course losing it on exit left and right. It seemed like I was talking to Griff, and he said that I was laying black marks down along all the straightaways. So, it was fun. I was driving the wheels off of it, trying to get up there a little bit higher in the podium. But got to give a shout out to Oswald, man. He drove lights out tonight.
Yeah, so you said that you burnt off that right rear, kind of making your way through the field. I'm not sure if you did it all, but we did see a couple of people try to pass, and I believe one successful pass on the outside. I imagine you probably tried to primarily stick to the inside. Was that probably the place to be if you were trying to make a pass tonight?
Yeah, on the few restarts we had, you could kind of hang with the guy on your inside for maybe 3 laps, and then the advantage started going to the inside line. So it was better just to fall in line and then try and just dig underneath somebody. So yeah, passing line was definitely down low. You could get it done up high, but like I'd said, after about the halfway point of the race, my right rear was cooked off enough that I couldn't get anything to stick on the outside and get a big enough run to dive down on the inside.
Well, man, I know Josh Oswald, he put on a great show, keeping, his car up in the lead, but you put on a great show going from the front to the back to almost the front up to third. So I'll give you credits there. I mean, that was a great run back to the top 3. Got any shout outs you want to throw out here tonight?
Oh, absolutely. I want to give a shout out to Kinder Farm and Ranch. We've been running pretty good. I haven't got to run this series as much as I wanted to. Just having time to dial setups in the way I like. Just hadn't played in my cards very well, but glad I got to get out here and run and get Kinder Farm and Ranch back out on the track. Of course, thank Magic Mike Motorsports, Hitman Motorsports, and Mesa Motorsports for sponsoring this series. Thank y'all up in the booth, and of course, thank everybody over there at Thunderstruck Super Series. These guys, man, I'm not a short track racer by trade for sure, but you learn a lot doing this kind of stuff. I learned a lot from Oswald, learned a lot from just about everybody in here. So shout out to them. It's a heck of a deal, and I enjoy doing it.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun to watch you out there week in and week out. So looking forward to seeing you out there next week as well. Great race, and as always, look forward to talking to you in the future.
All right, Zach, appreciate it, bud.
Right, that was your third place finisher, Garrett Kinder, here tonight. That was your top 3 podium finishers, Josh Oswald. The most important podium spot, winning the race here tonight. Great race. As I mentioned before we did the interviews, 125 laps here tonight and only 3 cautions, totaling about 15 caution laps. So fantastic race put on these guys here tonight. And obviously when you're going to have less cars like this, you do usually get a little bit cleaner races than, say, when you have 20 cars. But regardless, when you put more than 2 or 3 cars out on a track together, there's always the opportunity of wrecking. So for them to only have 3 cautions, great race. And obviously there could have been a couple of more cautions that just weren't called because they thought they could clear it up, and they did. The cars got back on track and weren't stuck in the middle of the track as a weapon to cars that were still rolling. So, yeah, I do want to give a shout out to all of the guys that sponsor this series. You got Mesa Motorsports, Magic Mike Motorsports, and then you got Hitman Motorsports as well, all sponsoring the series. And I always say it, when you can have 3 different people and teams putting their name on a product, means they have to be proud of that product and trust that you know, they're going to put on a good race with their name. They absolutely did tonight, and they have all season so far. And I think it's going to continue to be that way the rest of the season as we head into going to be Irwindale Speedway, outer section of that next week. I look forward to that. Make sure to tune in tomorrow night. Super late models right back here at Lanier National Speedway, going to be hosted by Jeff Paisley. Not sure who's going to be in the booth with him, but hosted by Jeff Paisley tomorrow night. But as for tonight from Lanier National Speedway, BDE Racing 125, my name is Zach Wetstein here from Rebels Racing Network. Have a good night.